About to get started here soon, guys. Don't forget to hit that like button. All right. How you guys doing here? Hopefully you guys are able to see me. I'm Damien. This is the Meet Damien channel. We're going to be talking about cryptocurrencies right now. We're going to be talking about the price of Bitcoin and some other cryptocurrencies out there. And I titled the video to this live stream that Bitcoin's threatening to go down on us, and not in a good way either. So let's find out why I'm a little bit concerned about Bitcoin, and what I decided to do to kind of protect myself from losing some of my profits here, and then I'll take your questions and we'll look at some of your altcoins and cryptos out there. But yeah, I see carry-ons in the live chat for TikTok. I'm streaming on both TikTok and YouTube. But yeah, carry on is saying where do we go from here? Where can we go? We're gonna figure that out by looking at the charts here. Appreciate you coming on to the live stream. Let's figure out where we're gonna go. Okay, so I'm looking right now. I'm looking at Bitcoin on the 1 hour chart here. Bitcoin is currently trading at 103,250, kind of bouncing up and down, not really giving us any clear signals here, but there has been some data here that I'm seeing on the 1 hour chart that could cause us to start to become bearish. We might have to protect our gains here. We might have to maybe start selling some things here to protect our profits, right? Because we have seen Bitcoin go up the past few weeks here. We have gone sideways only for us to go up. Are we going sideways again to possibly go up one more time? I mean, you can only do the same trick so many times before it gets played out, right? But looking at the 1 hour chart here, we're just looking at the naked chart. I'll pull up some more indicators to like kind of confirm what I'm seeing on the charts here. But just, for those who are fundamental traders who don't really use the indicators, who don't really, and for the people who don't even know how to use the indicators, you can just look at the chart on the candlestick pattern here, and you can see that we had a high here for Bitcoin on Monday when we got as high as $105,700, right? Now, keep in mind, this is the 1 hour chart. Then here, on Tuesday, we got as high as $105,000. Okay. A lower high, right? From here, compared to where we were on Monday. And then over here on Wednesday, we only got as high as about 104,373. Once again, another lower high. And then here we are on Thursday. We're kind of a little bit conflicted right now, but we're still making lower highs because look at this. On Thursday, at 1 o'clock this afternoon on the East Coast time here, here in like New York and Boston area, we came down to 100. I mean, we made a high, but it was only 104,200. So you got 105.7. Then you got 105, and then you have another lower high here at 104,373, and then you have another lower high here at 104,200. Okay. It's not, these are lower highs, okay? So we now have to look at this as we're literally making lower highs right now on Bitcoin, and we're not able to break above, okay? I have to zoom out here a little bit more. We can only go create so many lower highs before we break below this other crucial level that I'm eyeballing, which is the 101,400 level. The 101,400 level seems to be where traders decide to basically defend that level, and it's actually a Fibonacci level. That's why we keep defending it, or traders. Somebody's defending it. Okay, all right. But let me go ahead and draw out the Fibonacci here so you guys can understand why we keep getting a bounce off of 101,400. Okay. Right now, just, if we measure from 105,700, all the way down to this impulse move down here, where we, Bitcoin was at like 93K around Cinco de Mayo. Okay, you'll see that we have the 618. The 618 is where we're getting some defense here. Now it's not exactly 1014. Like I could adjust this a little bit. Maybe I put this down a little bit too far down here. Okay, but yeah, I can adjust it, and you see the 0.618 is about 101,400. Okay, somebody keeps defending 101,400 on the Fibonacci level. Okay, which is where the 0.618 retracement golden pocket number is at. Okay, so that 101,400, I now mark that on my chart, this number with a red line here, this horizontal red line at 101,450. If we lose that level, then it could be bad news bears. It could be time to get bearish on Bitcoin. Okay, you'd be basically selling it near the top. Okay, as we keep ping-ponging back and forth here, if you're already in gains and you're already in profits and you're wondering if now's a good time to start selling some crypto and selling some Bitcoin, the more times we keep pushing and hitting up against 101,400, eventually that level is going to break, and then there is a temporary level here at $100,800 Bitcoin, okay, which is kind of like where the 0.5 retracement level's at. If we lose that as well, then we have to start talking about how far low could Bitcoin go. And that's why I tell this video, Bitcoin's starting to go down, and not in a good way, for those who know. Yeah, so anyways, Bitcoin could possibly get a deep retracement down to this 0.236 level at $97,000 Bitcoin. And I believe that also corresponds, if I zoom out to the daily chart here. Let me clean. I'm trying to keep things clean for you guys, not using too many indicators here. I can always use more indicators later, but just trying to keep things clean here. Yeah, let me go ahead and get rid of this previous analysis. And if I turn on the VRVP, okay, you're going to see, once I gather some more data here, and this thing resets, you're going to see that we have a POC, this blue line, at about roughly $97,000. So I think Bitcoin could come down to $97,000, retest that level of support, and then just looking at the VRVP, we got a big high volume. Lots of people bought and sold Bitcoin over the last 6 months at $97,000. That's going to be a good support area for Bitcoin. Some people calling for Bitcoin to go lower. We have to break through 97K first, then we might go lower. And if we do, there's another high volume node here at like $88,000 Bitcoin. Okay, so I'm just giving you guys the downside targets here. I'm still bullish on Bitcoin. This might just be another sideways trading action, and then we go up to higher prices. And if we do go up to higher prices, I have a 1618 that says that we could see Bitcoin go to $112,000 in the near future. Okay, so I just wanted to show you guys that there is a bearish case out there. We're not totally oblivious. We're not just one side. We're not just completely bullish all the way. We have to take into account that markets do go up and down on us, and the downside says that Bitcoin could come down to $97,000. But first, we have to break that 101,400 level. That 101,400 level is saving our butts right now. Okay. Let me go ahead and get rid of the VRVP right now. I'll start building up the bullish case here. The bullish case is that based on this Fibonacci analysis, we could see $112,000 Bitcoin. We could be getting a surprise to the upside where Bitcoin breaks above the all-time high that it created back in January when we saw Bitcoin at 109,358 right before Donald Trump got inaugurated. Actually, that was the same day he got inaugurated. We could see Bitcoin break above that and get to $112,000 Bitcoin. Okay, just using this Fibonacci level here. Fibonacci extension is the only thing that we have going for us to help us predict where the price could go next. So keep that in mind. Write that down. We could see $112,000 Bitcoin if we're going to continue being bullish. If the bears give up and we're not able to push past 101,400, that key golden pocket level number at 101,400, if we're able to keep defending that level and go up to higher prices, then yeah, Bitcoin could possibly go to $112,000. That's my long-term target. But let's look at some short-term targets here. Okay, let's go into the 1 hour time frame again. And we're just looking at we're just looking at the candlesticks. All these candles represent 1 hour. I saw something very interesting in my analysis on Bitcoin here, just using some chart pattern analysis. Could this possibly be a double bottom, right? With this being the first bottom at 101,400, then we had another bottom today at 101,400, okay? If that's a double bottom, then the way the double bottoms usually play out is you measure from the double bottom area to the top in between the two bottoms, okay? Like somewhere like here. And then you take that measured move and you put it on top of the top in between the two bottoms, okay? And this measured move is saying that we could see Bitcoin at $108,000 in the near future. Maybe what? Today or tomorrow? Maybe Friday, Saturday, this weekend? I think it's a possibility, if we continue being bullish, that we might threaten to go back to all-time highs here. And what could be the positive catalyst that could send us to higher prices here? Well, I was watching CNBC earlier, the business news channel, and Donald Trump is over here talking about doing a trade deal with India now. And if that news comes out, that's going to pump the markets. And then also, we did actually get some decent news here on inflation again. Looking at the chart here on Forex Factory. The producer price index, the PPI, came in at -0.4. They were expecting positive 0.3. Inflation's coming down, guys. Okay, we saw that also with the CPI earlier this week, inflation coming down. So we're getting what we need for the Federal Reserve to feel comfortable about lowering interest rates. And when they do that, that's also going to send the markets higher. So it's confusing out there, guys, I have to admit. But I think we can still be bullish. It's just that right now, Bitcoin's kind of chilling out right now. And we need to defend that $101,400 level. If we lose that, you know, it's going to be bad news bear. We're probably going to go below 100K. Because you don't really have that much room, right? That's only like another $1,000 away at that point. About $1,500 away, right? But you can see Bitcoin is just being frustrating, confusing people right now. We're just... This looks like it's just going to end up being like a descending triangle for now on the 1 hour time frame. Where people are going to be like, oh no, it's scary. Oh, sell Bitcoin. And then, you know, then Bitcoin goes up. Oh no, we're bullish. We can get back into crypto. And then it gets sold down. And then it's like, oh no, it's going to go down. And we're going to probably get this BS for like probably going into the weekend here. And then finally Bitcoin will let us know if we really are going to be bullish or bearish. But guys, if you're short-term trading this, day trading it, probably not the best time to be day trading it. We're waiting for basically a move out of the range here. We either want to see Bitcoin go below 101,400 and start, you know, loading up on the shorts. I mean, you can load up in the shorts right now and you'll make some money. Okay. As it comes down to 101,400, but you should be trying to think about covering because it might get defended again and then we come back up again, right? And then as far as like loading up on the longs, when we come down to 101,400, we should be loading up on the longs in case Bitcoin surprises us to the upside and actually goes up to that $108,000 level that this double bottom could play out towards. All right. So I'm getting some requests now. We'll start taking some requests. That was my take on my analysis on Bitcoin. I see that we have Peanut. Somebody wants us to look at Peanut. I got you on that, but I got a few other people that put in some requests. I think Link was before that. And yeah, appreciate you guys coming in the live stream. Don't forget to hit the like button if you're liking the analysis so far. And I hope that if you guys are making requests and I'm giving you, free analysis here, you can at least hit that like button. Okay, let's hit that like button. We'll get more people into the stream. We're gonna build up this community. We're gonna get people to help understand the charts better. But yeah, carry on. I do use the RSI. I see your question there. I just wanted to keep things simple and basic, but I can use the RSI. I know on the daily time frame, we are overheated on the RSI, but on the shorter time frames, the RSI is cooled down, so that could cause us to go up again in price here. But let me go ahead and write down some of these requests. So I got Link coming up on deck, and I got Peanut. And yeah, I think that's it for now. Let's see. Yeah, until I get some more requests here, we'll do those two right there. All right, so we're gonna look at Chainlink. See what Chainlink looks like. And you know what? Now I will start using my indicators here. Okay, I just wanted to show you guys what the naked chart looks like for Bitcoin, but we'll go into using some of my indicators here. We'll do normal for now. Okay, so here we go. We got the RSI, we got the MACD, we got the stochastic RSI. We're looking at Chainlink on the 1 hour time frame. Let's go into the daily time frame, see what Chainlink is capable of doing on the daily time frame. We got Chainlink currently trading at $16.12 right now, down 5% today. That's unfortunate. I believe that Chainlink has been in a downtrend. Well, we know it's been on a downtrend ever since December, but I believe that Chainlink is actually trying to bottom out here. And we did see some good stuff here with Chainlink here, okay? Where Chainlink was able to, I believe, make a higher high than the previous high back in March. Let's see. Chainlink got as high as $17.97. This is the high watermark, and then back here in March was like 1764, and then what, 1755. So yep, you can check that box off that Chainlink is actually creating higher highs here. Okay, so then you just want to see Chainlink just make a higher low and then continue making another higher high. Yeah, I just had to do a little quick sound check there. Make sure that you guys can actually hear me. But yeah, Chainlink does look pretty solid right now. It is coming up on some moving average resistance here. For those who use moving averages, right? You got I got the red line, blue line, green line, white line. The red line is the 200-day moving average. The blue line is the 100-day moving average, and both of those are like currently sitting at $17.67. 1770. So that is your first resistance level that you need to break past in order for Chainlink to get become more bullish. Once you get past $17.70, then we could see Chainlink go to higher prices, obviously, but you can definitely become more bullish once you get above that 200-day moving average. Okay. If Chainlink, for whatever reason, decides to come down and make a low here, we do have the white line here and the green line at $15.05, $15.27. You might be able to scoop up some cheaper Chainlink before it goes up to higher prices. I'll do a quick Fibonacci retracement here, measuring down from here to here, from the basically the impulse move. It looks like yeah, you might see Chainlink get a bounce off of $15.40 or like $14.80. Is where the Fibonacci traders are going to be targeting for the low here. Okay, but yeah, we're just trying to see if we're making a higher low here, and of course, if Bitcoin goes to higher prices, you should see Chainlink get probably well above this 200-day moving average. And if it does become bullish and get above the 200-day moving average, I'm targeting that $20 level here on Chainlink. That's the 161 Fibonacci level. Also, if I go into the VRVP here, it's probably going to show that, yeah, there's a high volume node here, roughly about 17 bucks. But actually, if I zoom out here a little bit more, let's see, I'm going to let this thing reload its data. And yeah, you do have some volume here at about 20 bucks. So I would target 20 bucks as the first take profit target for Chainlink. And then you got the value area high saying that this thing could get up to like 23 bucks. And then the Fibonacci level is also saying 24.85 could be another price target for you to get out of your Chainlink in profit. All right, let's take a look at Peanut here. Peanut the squirrel. Give it up for Peanut. I don't think I've had anybody request Peanut the squirrel in a while. Let's see what kind of chart work I got. Yeah, there's not really that much chart work. So we're still using the VRVP here on Peanut. Peanut's currently trading at 35 cents right now. Down 9% today. Okay, yikes. But yeah, Peanut. All right, so this is a chart coming off of Coinbase. I don't think that's good. Let me use a different exchange here that has more data. Let's try Peanut on Binance Exchange. Okay, yep, now I got some more data here to work with. And I also got some previous chart work as well. Okay. All right, so still using this VRVP. You got the value area high at 63 cents. So Peanut could probably still push up to higher prices. The reason why you got the value area high at 63 cents is because you did have some people here back in January and December buying Peanut at those levels, thinking that they were getting the low in Peanut, but then that wasn't the case after, like, you know, January and February here. This thing came down to the lower realms where that POC is sitting at about 17 cents. 17 cents was actually the area where Peanut was able to get some support at. Okay, that's where the POC is at. That blue line, if you're able to see that, guys, hopefully you're able to see that blue line at 17 cents. So Peanut has made a breakout move here back on Friday, May 9th. This thing, what did it do? It got up at 74% in one day. And you're just flagging out here to the right. Getting some consolidation on Peanut. Let's see, Peanut got as high as about 48 cents. And we've seen lows here about like 33 cents. So it's ping-ponging between 33 and 48. All right. As I start to zoom in now on the daily candles here, what can we do with this right here? Well, we'll do a little fib retracement, measuring from 48 cents down to about the POC at 17 cents, we'll say. And yeah, Peanut is at the golden pocket retracement at 36 cents, right? Roughly. Okay, that's the 0.618 golden pocket level. Okay, that makes sense. Well, we already hit that level. Maybe this might be the higher low for Peanut as it continues going to higher prices. If Peanut does go to higher prices, then you got the 1618 saying that we could see a 67-cent Peanut. That sounds familiar. That 67-cent number, right? Where did that 67-cent number come from? Well, that's also where the value area high is also sitting at, around in the 60s. Okay, so I think Peanut could get up to like 60 cents, 67 cents roughly. You could possibly double your money with Peanut if we continue being bullish here on Bitcoin and crypto. Okay, but if we are going to go down on Peanut, then you do have a deep retracement level here. The 0.236 says that this thing could come down to 25 cents. Don't be surprised if you see it come down to that level. And if it does, I hope you got some cash to buy so you can buy low to then sell high, right? Okay, so that's Peanut. Let's take a look at some other cryptos here. Let me see what came after Peanut here. You guys have to bear with me for a little bit. I appreciate you guys coming on to the chat here. I just gotta zoom back to see what the other requests. So we got Ondo and ZBCN. Okay, All right, I'll take a look at those. Appreciate the requests. ZBCN. All right. And then I think I saw a dog with hat in there as well. I got Jasmine. Okay, Jasmine's going to be coming up on deck as well. Appreciate the request. Don't forget to hit the like button. And Steve-O is saying that I'm a pilot. Yes, I also fly airplanes. And I have taught people how to fly airplanes. I'm a flight instructor. So I figured if I can teach people how to fly airplanes, I could probably teach you guys how to read the charts here too. On the technical analysis for cryptocurrencies. But anyways, yeah, I am not new to teaching people. I have taught my students how to fly airplanes, and they have their pilot license now. I got one guy I taught how to fly an airplane. He's flying for the Navy, flying Super Hornet jets, F-18s. But yeah, all right, we'll look at some of these other coins, and then I think the next one after that was dog with hat. We'll do with. And yeah, if you guys look at my profile picture, you'll see me in this same red shirt wearing like a pilot headset. Airplanes are pretty expensive hobbies, but I try to fly for fun whenever I can. You're gonna hire me as your pilot? I can do that because I also have my commercial license as well. But we can talk about that some other time here. We're talking about cryptos right now. So yeah, we got Whiff, and then geez, and that another one was Pepe and Quant. All right, yeah. And then yeah, I'm just gonna have to start working on these requests here. You guys keep me busy here on TikTok. I'm also on YouTube as well, but let me just show YouTube real quick here. I'm on YouTube, Meet Damien channel. I'm trying to build up that community. So if you guys want to see some of my live streams and longer form content besides the TikTok videos, then you should come join the Meet Damien community here on YouTube. And yeah, there's me right there. Okay, with my pilot headset. All right. Okay, yeah, just check me out on YouTube as well, and come join the community over there. I've been getting some crazy things here on TikTok, guys. Actually, I actually got my last Ethereum video had like 4,000 views on it. I should show you this, and you know, like I got a community guideline violation with my TikTok video. Had like 4,000 views on it with like 130 likes. And I guess some hater out there reported me for frauds and scams, and now TikTok basically is putting me down for you know, a strike against my account. And if I get like 3 strikes, I get banned, and I won't be able to do TikTok here anymore. So I think that's another reason why you guys should join the YouTube channel here, in case I do get banned on TikTok for stupid reasons. Yeah, I think some hater out there, all right, reported me for a scam or something. I'm talking about Ethereum, which is an asset that's traded on the New York Stock Exchange. How is that even a fraud or a scam? You got like big corporations buying Ethereum right now with the exchange traded funds, the ETFs, and yet they're trying to say I'm over here scamming people. Anyways, let's get right into it. We'll look at Ondo. I had to get that out there because you guys need to know what's going on, in case, you know, in case I disappear on you. You'll know what happened. Okay, the story right now is somebody, or maybe TikTok themselves thought I was, you know, talking about a fraud and a scam. But anyways, getting into it, we're now looking at Ondo. Hopefully I don't get banned talking about Ondo. All right, but here we are talking about Ondo, trading at 98 cents, down about 2.2% today. I got the VRVP showing here right now. I love using the VRVP. It tells me where the levels to look for are at. And right now we're at this level here at like 98 cents for Ondo. If we continue being bearish, you know, if Bitcoin actually wants to break down and go below 100K, then we do have a gap here And the next high volume node is about 91 cents on Ondo, so that's not too scary, but that's still about, I believe, like a 9 or 10% drop from where you are right now. But then if we lose that level, then we have another gap in the VRVP, and we might end up coming down to the POC, which is this blue line at 87 cents. And I'm hoping that 87 cents holds strong for you guys here, because that was the last higher low that we were making here, was in the 80-cent area on Ondo. But if we continue violating that, then we might come down to the value area low, and this might be your last bit of line. This is your last line in the sand. The last resort area is 81 cents. Because if we lose the value area low, then I mean you're probably still in a downtrend on Ondo if that's the case. All right, and then we have to call this a lower high compared to this high, and then now we have to be on the lookout for lower lows here on Ondo. But yeah, those are the targets that you're looking for, just using the VRVP, and the VRVP adjusts based on how much data I feed into it. If I zoom in or zoom out, it kind of changes on us. But just using data going back to February over here, if we continue going to higher prices on Ondo, then you do have right now you are pressing against this high volume node here at $1. Once we get past $1, which is kind of like a psychological number for most people, like, oh my god, Ondo's at $1, I should sell or I should buy, whatever they decide to do, right? If they decide to buy and push the price up, then you do have a gap here, and then it says that we could see like $1.13, $1.14 as the next resistance level. But you probably want more than that. The most significant resistance level for Ondo, if it does go at higher prices, is about $1.34, $1.33. That's coming off this blue line, which is the POC here, the point of control, and that should be where Ondo gets a good bit of resistance. But if you want to stay in the trade and you want to push Ondo to higher prices, then you got the value area high at $1.50. And then, you know, then the volume starts to drop off after that. As I start to gather more data with the VRVP, now we got a new value area high that says that we could see $1.75 as your long-term target. So this thing probably not going to move as fast and as vicious as some of these other altcoins. I think this is a safe altcoin to be in because it's related to finance. And because it's a little bit safe out there, your gains are not going to be as great, but you could still possibly get like a 75% gain out of this coin if it just gets back to where it was in December of 2024. But all right, let's look at ZBCN, and then we'll look at Jasmine after that. I'm just taking the requests as they came in the order that they came in. ZBCN, USDT. Let's take a look at it on Mexi exchange here. So I'm looking at ZBet, currently trading at 0.0015 pennies here. Most of the volume on the VRVP is below us. So because the VRVP range is below us, you got the value area high, the POC, and the value area low all below us. This thing could be considered overvalued because a lot of people bought this cryptocurrency at lower prices. So there might be some people out there who want to sell ZBEC, especially if it goes down. They're probably not going to want to lose their profits. Okay. All right. I see a request here for XRP. I'll save that one for last, because if I do XRP in the beginning, then I get another person that comes late in the live stream and is like, hey, can you talk about XRP? And it's like, well, we just did about like 10, 20, 30 minutes ago. So we'll save that one for later. But yeah, here we are with ZBEC. This is very interesting. Where has this thing been? It's been at higher prices, yes. We have seen this thing at 0.00248 pennies at one point. I have some previous chart work here that says that I see that if this thing, you know, this thing is looking like it's creating a double top. So I don't know if I want to still be in ZBEC if I was you. Okay, because you do have, and I marked this with previous chart work, about the 0.00219 level is where ZBEC topped out at back in February, and it topped out again there in May. So I'm expecting this thing to come down, to be honest with you, because a lot of people who bought in like August, November, December 2024, and then even bought here in March and April, those are the lucky ones. They bought low. Now they have to sell high if they want to make a profit. I see a lot of downside for this cryptocurrency. Let me go ahead and turn on some more indicators here, and we'll see how vicious it could be. RSI is showing that you were overbought on Cinco de Mayo at like 75 on the RSI. RSI is now 53. Okay. Stochastic RSI is low, so I don't know. I mean, the stochastic and the regular RSI is saying that things have cooled down on ZBEC, but yeah, I'm just over here playing around with the MACD right now. I think ZBEC is overheated. You know, if we zoom out probably to the weekly time frame, it's probably going to say that. Actually, no, I take that back. All right, so I still think this thing is more risk than there is reward, but you can play it any way that you want to play it. I'm not a financial advisor. I gotta get that disclaimer out. I'm not a financial advisor, so don't sue me, bro. If this thing does go higher prices, and for some reason you decide to sell at this area, just know that this thing has made some big moves already, so it might come down. I'm just doing a quick Fibonacci analysis on this thing, and if it does come down further, it might come down to 0.236 level at 0.00125, and that makes sense because you got the 50-day moving average. That green line could provide some support around that level as well. So if you think you can buy at a lower price, you might be able to get some at 0.00125. Just know that if you're already in profit, this thing could take you all the way down to that level. Okay. All right. Let's look at Jasmine now. I think I did a pretty thorough analysis on ZBEC there. We're now looking at Jasmine coin, currently trading at just under 2 pennies, 0.018, and we're down 3.8% today for Jasmine. Looking at the daily time frame, we do see that that we did get some resistance on this 100-day moving average. That got respected at 0.021 pennies. We weren't able to push past that on Wednesday, so we are coming down right now. This thing's probably going to get squeezed in between the 100-day and the 21 EMA. Probably going into tomorrow and this weekend. 21 EMA, this white line, is currently trading at 0.017 pennies, so that might be where you might be able to get some cheaper Jasmine. If that gets violated, you do have the 50-day moving average, which could provide some support at like 0.016 pennies. So you might be able to get a little bit cheaper Jasmine if you're trying to buy. And we're hoping that it actually respects those levels and gets a bounce off of there, because you don't want to go any lower than the 50-day moving average, because then you'll see this thing try to violate the low that you made here. And we're just trying to make higher lows here. But if we lose, let me get rid of some of this previous shot work. If we lose this higher low that we made, then this might have been all for nothing, and we might be currently still in a downtrend on Jasmine. But you don't want to lose this good work that you made here. Let me get rid of the moving averages now. You don't want to lose this higher low that you made here, below 0.014 pennies. So you can just put your stop loss here, and if you lose 0.014 pennies, then you know that something's wrong with Jasmine, and you might not want to stick around to find out. Okay. Hopefully that gives you some idea here. Bullish case on Jasmine. I'll just do a quick Fibonacci level here. You could see the 1618 take you up to like almost 3 pennies on Jasmine. And then the VRVP is saying that the value high is also at 3 pennies. So you should be targeting 3 pennies as your take profit target later on this year, or maybe next month or next week, maybe. Who knows? Maybe it hits 3 cents next week. All right, we'll move on to Dog with Hat. Getting into the meme coins now, and then we got Pepe after that one. All right, we'll look at on Kraken Exchange here. Dog with Hat currently trading at $1.02, down 9.7% today. And I got all these indicators here. Let me go ahead and just we haven't really been using Cypher B. I'll go ahead and just get rid of that indicator for now. All right, so Dog with Hat did see some better days here. Obviously, we had a falling wedge here. Okay, and the falling wedge, I mean, usually they break out to the upside, but Dog with Hat, all it did was just trade sideways. So that was lackluster and disappointing to see that. I'm just cleaning the chart up a little bit here because I got previous chart work. We did talk about this in previous live streams and videos. Anyways, as I start to zoom in here on Dog with Hat, excuse me, we do have a high volume node here at $1.14 that could be providing resistance in the near future here. But if we get past $1.14, we could see maybe $1.46 or even the value here high at $1.53. Could be where Dog with Hat goes next, and that's about a 50% gain from where you are right now. You should be selling something by that point. But yeah, Dog with Hat, if it continues being bearish, then you know we could see this thing come down to the POC here at 55 cents. You could lose half your money with Dog with Hat. All right. But if it comes down to 55 cents, then you're hoping it gets support over there, because that has been where the previous low was at for Dog with Hat at like 52 cents. So keep in mind that with these meme coins, and actually most of these altcoins, you can lose like half your money. But you're hoping to stick around at least double or triple, or sometimes even 5 or 10 extra money. So I get why people get into crypto and altcoins here, but just keep in mind that this thing could lose half of its value if you know, Bitcoin takes a dump on us and goes down to like, you know, 90K or lower. Okay, Bitcoin is gonna take a dump or a correction, and this thing is gonna go even further than that, down to like I'm targeting 55 cents in the low 50 cent area. All right, but let's see. Let's go ahead and turn on the moving averages here. You might get some support on the moving averages. Let me give her the VRVP now. You might get some support here from like the 21 EMA and the before you even go down that level, and you might even get some support on the 100 moving average, this blue line, at like 93 cents. So you want to see 93 cents hold, and then you also want to see 74 cents hold. And if those two levels don't hold, then yeah, you're probably coming down to the 50s on Dog with Hat. Okay, so keep that in mind. Those are your downside targets. I already gave you the upside target. This thing could go up to like $1.50, I believe, is what I said, right? In the near term. And like $1.50 is also where the 200 moving average is sitting at, about $1.45. It could go up there. So you can either lose 50% or you can gain 50%. That's what I'm seeing with Dog with Hat. All right, moving on to Pepe. Mess that up. Okay. We'll look at Pepe on Binance. Yeah. Let's see what Pepe looks like. So here we are. We got Pepe currently trading at 0.0000013 pennies. We're just gonna say that 13. We're gonna say 1,300 points. Okay, Pepe's trading at 1,335 points right now, and it's down about 4% today. And just looking at the moving averages here, you know, the good bit of news is that Pepe did get above the 200 moving average. This red line here is currently trying to provide support, and that's sitting at like 12.95. Okay. If Pepe loses 12.95, then I'm going to start becoming more bearish on Pepe. And we might see Pepe come down to the 1100 level where the 100-day moving average and the 21 EMA is sitting at. All right. Those moving averages might act as support for Pepe on the daily time frame here. If we lose those levels, then we might come down to the 50-day moving average is currently sitting at 840. Okay, so yeah, Pepe could possibly come down to those levels there. But if Pepe remains bullish and Bitcoin goes to all-time highs here, then we could see Pepe come up to the 1618, and we're targeting 2,000 for Pepe if Pepe continues a bull run here. Okay, and then we also have a 2618 says that Pepe could get up to like 2739. And I think if you get up to 2739, you're beating the highs that you made in December here. This thing got as high as, oh, actually, you know, it got as high as 2836. So yeah, if Pepe continues being bullish, you might see Pepe trading at the same prices that it was back in December. But those are long-term targets. I think short-term, you should be looking at the 2,000 area as your near-term bull target for Pepe. All right, so that's Pepe. We'll do Quant and then XRP, and then I'll take a look to see if any other requests came in. I see trade intuitions in the YouTube chat. Yep, don't forget to hit that like button. Trade, you should also come join me on the TikTok. They're keeping me busy over here. YouTube is like, I don't know. I don't have that many. I don't have that big of a following on here. But the thing about TikTok, right? Trade intuition is they actually they flagged one of my videos about Ethereum. I said this earlier on the live stream, but I got a strike against me for talking about Ethereum on one of my TikToks. I had like 4,000 views and I had about 130 likes, and TikTok tried to say I was talking about a fraud and a scam. And we both know that Ethereum is a commodity, right? It's one of the high market cryptocurrencies out there, and it's being bought by ETFs, and it's on the New York Stock Exchange. And yet here I am, I think somebody who doesn't like me reported it as a scam or a fraud just to get me in trouble. And yeah. So my TikTok guys, I told them they need to come join me on my YouTube if that happens, right? This is my YouTube, Meet Damien YouTube here, okay? If I get banned on TikTok, you can come find me on YouTube. And we'll just have to make another TikTok account, I guess. Anyways, I appealed the video. I think it's stupid, and we'll just have to, I'll let you guys know how the appeal went. But right now, yeah, my latest TikTok on Ethereum got me a strike. And TikTok's like, if you get 2 more strikes, 3 strikes, you're out. You're banned. So if I have a hater out there that try to get me banned, like, okay, you kind of did it. You're getting close. You got me a strike. So whatever. I'll live. I got other ways of keeping myself going here. I got YouTube. I got Twitter. I'll still be around. Anyways, yeah, we're looking at Quant now at 0.0012 pennies, down 5.5% today. And yeah, let's see. I'm getting familiar with Quant here. We're looking on the daily time frame here. Let me get rid of the moving averages here. I just want to look at a naked chart right now. I'm not liking this Quant. Hopefully I got the right crypto for you. I mean, I'm looking on Quant on Mexi. This is Mexi Exchange, and I mean, back here, this is like kind of like a crazy candle here, but we'll just count this candle right here. We've seen Quant as high as like 0.0065 pennies in January of 2025. Jeez, this is one weird looking chart. This thing has been to higher prices than that too. Like, we've seen Quant at almost a five or 6 pennies. Let me see if I can find another chart here for Quant. I might be getting some bad data here. Am I spelling the ticker symbol right? Anybody want to double check my work here? You did say Quant. Is it QNT? All right, yeah, that makes sense. I'm sorry. Appreciate you coming in there. I'm glad you're still in the chat here to correct me here. I've heard about Quant. I just couldn't remember the ticker symbol. So anyways, QNT. All right, this looks better. A lot better. All right, trading at $96.59, down 3.4% today. And just like all the other altcoins here, this thing's seen its best days in December of 2024 when this thing was trading at 171 bucks. Since then, you've been making lower highs and lower lows. As I just eyeball this chart real quick here, what you want to start doing is you want to start making higher lows and higher highs, right? And the last high that we made here on Quant is at $104.38. Okay, I don't think that was good enough to beat the high here in February when we seen this thing as high as 112 bucks. So yeah, you're working on making higher highs, but that is just not good enough to actually beat the numbers here in February. Okay, but I do like the fact that you are threatening to make higher highs and you're also making higher lows, and it's just kind of like almost like a beeline straight up like that, right? Okay, this almost looks like a rising channel. Like, you could just kind of draw this out as like a channel connecting the highs here. So I mean, this is what it looks like for Quant. Like, now might be a good time to buy if it's going to respect the channel, okay? Because then you might see this thing go up to the top of the channel here at 110 bucks, okay? Which would then challenge that high here back in February. So yeah, you're just looking to see if this thing is going to maintain the trend line here. If we get a candle close, these are all daily candles here. If you start seeing this thing going to the right here and going below the trend line, I would start selling because you don't know how far low this thing could go. But we can kind of get an idea if we do a Fibonacci analysis on this. Measuring from the top at 104 down to the impulse move at like 74 bucks. We got the the 0.618 golden pocket level at $92. So I'm expecting $92 to maybe be a higher low for us. Okay, or we might come down to the 0.5 level here at 89 bucks, and then we violate this last low that we made here on Tuesday. But you're hoping that ends up being the higher low, okay? But yeah, it's good to use these Fibonacci tools here. The deep retracement level is 0.236 at 81 bucks, okay? If, you know, Bitcoin, I think if Bitcoin comes down to like 90,000, low 90,000 or less than 90,000, you'll end up seeing $81 all over again for Quant. And that might actually still be, I mean, if it's $81.60, it would actually be higher than this low right over here, and maybe that ends up being the daily time frame higher low. But that would be really cutting it close, to be honest. But yeah, just sticking to the Fibonacci analysis here. If we continue being bullish, then you do have a 1.618 level here that says $122 is a possible target zone for Quant. Let me go ahead and turn the VRVP, see if it agrees with me on that. I feel like the music might be a little bit too loud. Trade, how is the music there? Is it too loud for YouTube? Just if you could just let me know how the music sounds on that. VRVP is not really showing me any volume nodes here above 114 bucks. Maybe because there's just not enough data. But let me go ahead and zoom out a little bit. Let's see what it says then. All right. Yep. So what do we say? 120 bucks. I do see like some high volume here at like 115, 120 bucks. But once you get past 120 bucks, there's a gap in the VRVP, and you could see $140 for quant. So those are your upside targets for quant. About 120 to 140 bucks on the upside. Downside target, this thing could come down to $81, or most likely it's going to come down to the high 80s or low 90s for another higher low here. All right, moving on to everybody's favorite cryptocurrency, XRP. I wish Porky was in here because I know Porky loves XRP. It's a shame he hasn't made it into the stream yet. But we're going to be talking about XRP now. Since we got that request here. Looking at XRP, currently trading at $2.43, down 4.4% today, unfortunately. And yeah, I think after XRP, we'll look back at Bitcoin again, see how Bitcoin's doing. See if it's maintaining the 101,400 level. But I got my indicators out here. I can always get rid of them if I need to. But we're looking at right now XRP at 243. I believe that was a crucial level, mainly because the high volume node here at 244 is saying that we should treat this as a special level here. If we lose $2.44, then you have a little bit of volume here at 230, but then you got a gap after that, and then I mean now we're talking like maybe 220 on XRP. Could that provide some support if we do come down? Maybe, but the majority of the volume, going back to like January of this year, the majority of the volume is at the POC, the point of control, this blue line at $2.12. That should be where XRP should get some support, a lot of support. Buyers should treat that as a good discount on XRP. If we lose that level, then the next level could take us down to the value area low at $2.05. You got this white line here. And I would treat that as the line in the sand. And if we lose $2.05 on XRP, then you gotta start being bearish. And if you're day trading it, you're gonna want to start loading up on the shorts, because I mean the last bit of support after that would be where we came down to $1.60, right? And if you didn't get out of your longs by that point, I mean, do you really want to stick around to find out that XRP is going to take you down to $1.60 again? I wouldn't. But let me go ahead and get rid of the VRVP here. Let's see. This thing is, what is this? TikTok. TikTok is always... I feel like TikTok is a little bit more annoying than YouTube. Streaming on TikTok is a little bit more annoying than streaming on YouTube. YouTube kind of lets me do my thing, unless I'm doing a copyright infringement or something like that. But anyways, let me get rid of the VRVP here real quick, and then we'll see what the moving averages are showing on the daily time frame here. Moving averages should give us support as well. We have the 50 moving average. I know people are paying attention to that. That one's at $2.29. Right now, the 100 is also trying to provide support at $2.40. So you do have some support areas. XRP is not going to drop like a rock, but as these moving averages get violated, then you want to see XRP hold the 200-day moving average. If you're a moving average trader, if we can't hold $2.15, you know, then you need to start becoming more bearish on XRP, in my opinion. Just my opinion, not financial advice. You do whatever you want with your money. But I basically gave you guys like the downside targets on XRP, but I didn't even talk about the upside targets. So let's talk about the upside targets. if we have seen XRP do some crazy stuff where it went up like from like $2.17 on March 2nd to like $3 in one day. I think XRP is capable of doing that, where it can move 34% in one day. I think once we get past the 265 level, $2.65 level, you'll see XRP make a beeline to $3. Yeah, definitely. Because look, if I turn on the VRVP here, once you get past like 263, 260, this white line, the value area high, you get a drop in the VRVP here. And then you don't get much resistance until $3.13. So XRP could surprise Porky to the upside here. XRP could definitely go to $3 in no time. You just got to get past 260. I see Beyond Illusions in the chat. And you're saying that the music is not too loud. All right, that's good. Good to hear. Good to hear. I want the music to be slightly, you know, like you can kind of jam out to it when I'm not talking. But then also, I don't want it to be too much where you can't even hear what I'm saying. And I got some comments here. Steve-O's talking about, I believe XRP at 212 you would be buying a lot. And then 269 is a level that you're eyeballing. Okay. And then I think I got a request here for Jordan. He wants me to look at Polyswarm. NCT. Alright, I got you. And let me just make sure I didn't miss any other requests here. Let's see. No, just looking at the comments here. Angus, were you telling me about Quant or is that a request for Ant? I don't know if that was a typo. Yeah. All right. Yeah. We'll just look at NCT and then we'll look at XYO. All right. Okay. Actually, before I look at NCT though, before I look at Polyswarm, I did want to see what Bitcoin's doing. Let's see what Bitcoin's doing real quick here. Bitcoin currently trading at 102,900. Let me get rid of this, a lot of this craziness here. So I was eyeballing Trade Intuition and some of my day traders out there. I was eyeballing 101,400 as a fib level that we have to defend. It's a level that has been previously defended, so and it also got defended earlier today. If we lose $101,400 on Bitcoin, then I believe we are heading lower, probably to like 97K would be the destination target to the downside. But yeah, it also looks like to me that we're in a kind of like a descending triangle here. If I go into the 1 hour chart, you'll kind of see that we're making lower highs on Bitcoin currently right now, but we're defending 101,400. So you put your longs in at 101,400. You put your shorts in at like, well, it looks like we're kind of respecting this supply line, this downward trend line here. Okay, so I would start, you know, selling my longs here and shorting, and then I would start buying up again and covering my shorts at 101,400 for my day traders. All right, let's look at Polyswarm. We're now looking at Polyswarm, currently trading at about above 2 cents, 0.022 pennies to be exact. Down 4.2% today. And let's see, let's go in the daily time frame here. Just eyeballing it real quick. This looks like an inverted head and shoulder pattern for my chart pattern traders out there that like to use chart patterns. That should be bullish. That should send us to higher prices here. You know what? Why not? I'll just measure it out. If this is the bottom or the head of the pattern, over to like the neckline right over here, and then you just take that measure move, you put it to like where the neckline is, and it says that we should have seen this thing get up to like 3 cents. That blue number right there. Looks like we tried to do that on Sunday here. We got almost close to it, like 0.028 pennies. So yeah, inverted head and shoulder patterns, they don't always play out, but when they kind of do, it gives you an idea as like when you should sell. And yeah, somebody sold almost near 3 cents on Polyswarm, just using the inverted head and shoulder trick. The old trickaroo. I'm gonna do the inverted head and shoulder pattern. Okay. All right. Let's look at the moving averages now. See what we got going on for us here. All right. Moving averages are showing that the 21 EMA should give us a support at like 0.021 pennies. If this thing comes down a little bit further, hopefully you are able to get support in that area. Right now, you're trying to defend the 50-day at like 0.0225 pennies. But yeah, this thing looks like, yeah, it topped out here on Sunday. You're losing your buying pressure on the MACD. Stochastic RSI is curving down. I'll even turn on my cheat sheet right here, the Market Cipher B, and Market Cipher B is showing a, I don't know if you're able to see that. I might have to just do Cipher B by itself, but Cipher B is showing a red dot here on Thursday. What was that? Today, yeah, on the daily time frame, saying that you should be selling your Polyswarm right now. There might be some more downside. As sad as that might be here to hear, but we already said that the 21 EMA could provide support at 0.021 pennies. And there's nothing that says that you can't get a green dot immediately. Like if like we get a good bit of news, like tomorrow, Donald Trump comes out with a trade deal with like India or Japan or something, this could totally throw this technical analysis out the window, and you might just end up getting a green dot right away on the Market Cipher B, and then we could be like right above the 200-day moving average. Because right now the 200-day moving average is saying that this thing should get up to like 0.027 pennies. And then the 100-day moving average is saying that there should be some resistance at 0.028 pennies. So, you know, you could get punched in the mouth and get a nice surprise to the upside with just Donald Trump and a trade deal. As sad as that might be to hear. Okay. But yeah, let's take a look at the VRVP real quick and see what the levels might be. I did say that we could see this thing come down. If it does come down, you got the POC at roughly 2 pennies. All right. Let me just zoom out here, just make sure I get a good amount of data here. But yeah, the POC is sitting at 2 pennies. So this thing could come down to 2 pennies. Nothing really to cry about. It's only down 10% if that's the case. But if you lose 2 pennies, then yeah, this thing could come down to a little bit under 2 pennies, and then you got the value area low at like 0.017 pennies. And then if you lose the value area low, then you probably want nothing to do with it, because it probably means that this was all for nothing and you're just still in a downtrend. But if we continue being bullish here, then we do have, you know, 0.027 pennies once again. Remember, we said 0.027 pennies. That's where the moving averages are at. I have to kind of go into a full chart here to show that to you. But yeah, you got a high volume here at 0.027, 0.028. So I will be targeting those areas in the near term future here. And then of course, you know, above that, you know, we do have some high volume here at 0.035 pennies. So maybe you get like a nice 50% gainer out of this thing. We'll move on to XYO. Appreciate the request, guys. Don't forget to hit the like button. And if you're new to the channel, go ahead and click that follow button. And if I get banned on TikTok, you can find me on YouTube, and you can click that subscribe button on YouTube. All right. Can you check the last two? Lucid. And are you requesting stocks here? Is this Lucid and Tesla you want me to look at? And then I got a guy here that's asking me about Pudgy Penguin. Okay. Pudgy. All right. Let's get into XYO, and then we'll look at the other requests here. XYO. And I think that's gonna be it for today. What time did I go live? I've been live for a while here, right? Oh, almost an hour. Well, actually, no, a little bit above an hour. Yeah. Look at XYO. XYO. Sorry for all the clutter on the charts here. Let me get rid of some of this stuff here. We'll get rid of that. So XYO is currently trading at 0.0126 pennies, down 4% today. And you have a red dot that came in on Wednesday saying that you should be selling. And of course, that was good data because, you know, we're also down here on Thursday. So Market Cipher B not lying to you, telling that you should have been selling yesterday, this crypto. I'll go ahead and get rid of that for now. And then I'm going to not really look at the RSI yet or anything like that for now. I did do previous chart work on this. We do have a Fibonacci analysis here. Looks like we are trying to hold the 0.382 level at 1247. But if we continue going lower, then we do have possibly the 0.236 providing support at 1056. Basically 1 penny for XYO. So are we going to get a deeper retracement? I don't know. I'm just letting you know what the chart's telling me here. Okay. But is there any confluence? If I turn on the VRVP, maybe that might tell us where we might go. So you do have a POC at 1 penny. Okay, this blue line. So most likely, if we do continue down, you'll get support at 1 penny. And that might be your higher low for now. And then you got to start seeing this thing start making higher highs and get right to business here. And if it does get right to business, then you got the 1618 saying that this thing could get up to like almost 3 pennies, 0.028 pennies to be exact, based off of this Fibonacci analysis here. All right. And I think if you get the 3 pennies, you should be happy. Yeah, that's where the value of your high is sitting at with this new data here. 3 pennies should be your long-term target on XYO. All right. All right, we'll move on to some of these other requests here. Yeah, I had a guy here. He made a request for Lucid, and then I think he misspelled Tesla. So I think we can look at those, and then oh my God, I even have more requests here. I have HBAR and XCN. All right. So those actually came in first, so I gotta look at those first. I don't even have that much room here. Okay. So HBAR and XCN. Appreciate the requests. Don't forget the like button. Gotta make that shameless plug. Don't forget to hit that like button. Smash it if you can. All right. So we'll look at HBAR, XCN, and then we'll look at Lucid. HBAR, Hadada. Currently trading close to 20 cents right now. Let's see, what is this thing doing here? I don't think I need that anymore. You're currently at the value area low. Okay, anything below the value area low, you're really getting a good discount on this this crypto. Okay. It was very sad to see it when it was trading back at trading at like 12 cents on April. So you have had made your progress on trying to bottom out here. We do want to see this thing go to higher prices, and it needs to do it quick and fast. And if it does go to higher prices, it will do it quick and fast because the VRVP is showing a big gap. You might get some resistance at 23 cents, but then it's going to continue climbing. 26 cents might be another resistance level. Okay, but then the POC is saying that this thing would want to go back to roughly 29 cents, maybe 30 cents here. You got a lot of volume there. People that bought back in like December and January, they'll be back to break even again, and they're probably going to be selling on you at 30 cents. So keep that in mind. But if we go to higher prices past 30 cents, then the volume drops off here, and you got like another possible higher volume node here at 37 cents. So you should start selling some of your H bar. You know, you should have sold something by then, but if you haven't, then definitely 37 cents is looking like a good target for your long-term target on H bar. But just sticking to the VRVP here, if you do come down to low prices, then yeah, you got a gap here, and you might get some support at 17 cents. So not too bad, right? If you're only gonna lose about roughly, what is that? I'll measure that out real quick here. If you come down to like 17 cents, you're only losing about 15%, which is not that bad considering it's a cryptocurrency. Okay, but you should get support at 17 cents if this thing does come down. If you lose 17 cents, I probably wouldn't want to stick around because, you know, if you stick around and find out, yeah, this thing could go lower. We have seen it go down to like 12 cents. And then who knows, maybe it goes lower than that. Do you really want to stick around for that? Probably not. I would use 17 cents as my cutoff. I do not want to be part of this crypto if it goes below 17 cents or 15 cents. All right, let me go ahead and turn the moving averages real quick, and then take this off. And you can see that the moving averages, they are trying to provide support. That 21 EMA is at 19 cents. So we're already at 19 cents. Like, you should be defending this for dear life. Hopefully this is just a higher low. Hopefully tomorrow we come out with a trade deal with India. This is what Donald Trump is hinting at. And this thing goes right up, you know, to higher prices. Okay. And then you can create a higher high and get above this 100 moving average at like 23 cents. All right. Moving on to XCN. Onyx coin. Wow, I have previous chart work on this one, and it looks like it's still in play. This thing is trading at 0.017 pennies, and Onyx coin is literally in this descending triangle for the most part here. See, the thing about chart pattern is that you can adjust it to whatever you want, but I think at the time with the data that I had, it was looking like that. And yeah. So you got a descending triangle here. You're just currently coiling up, and it's going to be frustrating for like the next few days here, but there should be some resolution by the end of May here. And you're looking for this thing to, if you're bullish, you want this thing to break out, because this was looking like almost like a bull flag here, where you got the measure move here from the bottom in April to the top here at like almost 3 pennies. You take that measure move to where you could break out here at like 0.017 pennies, and you have a target of about roughly 3.5 pennies. Okay, which also kind of is close enough to this 1618 at like almost 4 pennies. So if this thing does get bullish, you're looking at maybe 3.5 pennies or 4 pennies. And if it gets to 3.5 pennies, you're basically doubling whatever investment, whatever money you put into this coin, you're doubling your money. You should probably take profit after a double. You know, it seems like it's getting really hard just to double your money in crypto. Never mind doing a 3x, 5x, or 10x. But I think most people should be taking profit when they double their investment in whatever crypto that they're in, because that's hard to do in the stock market. Never mind the crypto market, and this particular crypto market seems like it's hard for us to do. So I think 3.5 pennies, double your money, you should be happy. But if we lose this level, right? If we lose the 0.382 level at 0.0, about a penny and a half. If we lose a penny and a half, then you might get some support on the 100-day at like 0.014 pennies. If you lose that, then maybe you come down to the 200-day moving average sitting at about 1 penny. But you're going to be losing 70%. So I would put the stop loss tight. I'd probably put the stop loss at like a penny and a half. Probably want nothing to do with this thing if it goes below a penny and a half. They think there might be a lot more other people probably putting a penny and a half as their stop loss. You wouldn't be the only one. There's going to probably be a lot of liquidity, and it will drop like a rock on you once it goes below a penny and a half. Oh, Steve, I'm glad you enjoyed the analysis here. I've learned how to use a lot of indicators here. Reason being why I use so many indicators is because I want one or two of them to kind of agree with them. Like I like using the Fibonacci analysis, but then I also want to use the VRVP, and if they both agree with each other on the same level, then that probably means it's a strong level for us to be on the lookout for. Okay. And same thing with using moving averages and some of the other oscillators here. That helps. But I like to get like a thorough picture, especially when I'm swing trading. I feel like I'm really good with swing trading. Some of this other stuff that I use is good for day trading as well. But when I'm day trading, I like being in like the 5-minute time frame, and I like using moving averages. Okay, when I'm day trading, and I'm looking for like in this case like on Onyx coin, I see the 5-minute time frame. I see that the coin got the asset Onyx got above the 200 moving average, that red line, in the short term. As you can see, look at this. This thing is creating a 5-minute candle, a nice green candle as I'm talking about it right now, and it is being bullish right now because you're above the 5-minute 200. And then I'll even look at the 1-minute time frame as well, using the moving averages here. And of course, yeah, you're also above the 200 moving average, that red line, you're above it. And yeah, the thing about the moving averages here is that if this thing gets too far away from the white line, then it's most likely going to top out or go sideways until that white line catches up to it, the 21 EMA. But yeah, it looks like you're literally getting a nice move up here on Onyx coin. And then, you get more data, and you can see that that white line is going to try to creep up and catch up to the price at some point. Eventually, it will, yeah, see, look at this. Looking at the RSI. RSI is overheated at like overbought at like 71. I'm expecting this thing to go sideways now, give the 21 EMA a chance to catch up to it. But yeah, when I'm day trading, I like using moving averages to help figure out what the next move might be. But of course, I start with the bigger time frames. I need to know, are we going to be bullish or bearish? Are we, what's the bias? Okay. And right now, because this thing has been beaten down on the 1 hour time frame, and it's near the levels that it's defended in the past here, I have to be bullishly biased on this coin. I think there should be a move to the upside. And I already got this planned out here with the chart pattern, the descending triangle. you know, if this thing continues being bullish, really bullish, then we should get up to that triangle, that yellow line, before we get rejected. But looks like before we even get to that yellow line, we have moving averages over here that could provide resistance on the 1 hour time frame. So, but yeah, look at this. This thing is it's creeping up. It's making a move up, especially on the 5-minute time frame. Yeah, man, this Onyx coin getting a. Are you buying Onyx coin right now? Is that why this thing is going up? Oh man. All right, we'll look at Lucid, and then Pudgy Penguin, and then I think that's gonna be it for me today, guys. I appreciate the request, but I'm kind of getting a little bit tired. I've been doing a lot of talking here. All right, Lucid. And I appreciate you trying to help me out. What helps me out the most is when you hit that like button. That's the best thing you can do, because it lets people know that, I mean, it lets TikTok and YouTube know, like, hey, yeah, you're watching it, but you actually like it, so maybe other people might want to watch it. So that actually helps me a lot when you hit that like button. Let's see, what Lucid on the NASDAQ. I believe this is a car company that competes against Tesla. We're looking at Lucid right now, trading at $2.68, down 2.9% today. We'll go into the daily time frame here. I don't think I ever looked at this stock for any reason, so congratulations on being the first person to request that on the Meet Damien channel. Lucid. We'll look at moving averages here on the daily time frame now. And looks like Lucid had some good days here. Caught some bids, topped out, got rejected by the 200-day moving average at like $2.81. It got a little bit above that, but it got rejected, obviously. I just feel like you're gonna get bounced between the 50 and the 200 for now on Lucid. If you lose the 50, then you got the 100 and the 21 EMA that could provide support. The 100 is at $2.57, and the 21 is at $2.47. So if you're trying to scoop up some cheaper Lucid, you could probably get some at like $2.50 or a little bit above $2.50, and you got some support in that area. Now, as I start to zoom out, I'm just familiarizing myself with the chart. I'm gonna get rid of the moving averages now here. Looks like you have like a double bottom at like $2. If you're lucky enough to buy this stock at $2, that should be a good area that it seems to get good support at. But wow, this thing, oh wow, this thing has just been down and to the right. This is not an investment, guys. This is supposedly a stock, and it looks like a meme coin in crypto. Yikes! It had its best days in November of 2021, and since then it's just been pathetic, in my opinion. And it's just my opinion, not financial advice. In order for me to become bullish on Lucid here, I need to start seeing some higher highs and higher lows. I need to see that this thing is bottoming out. I do like on the daily time frame here that this thing is creating higher lows on the RSI, so that's a start. Okay. If you can just stop bleeding out here. And then the next thing I want to see with Lucid is, and this goes for any asset, even cryptocurrencies. After you get the bullish divergence and you start getting higher lows on the RSI, the next thing you want to see is you want to start seeing higher highs on the price. And looks like we need a beat. The level to beat right now is we got to get above $3.59, and then right here we got to get above $3.64. Okay, if you get above those levels, then you can say that this thing is in a bull trend or in an uptrend and possibly bottoming out. And the bottoms were back here in March and in November of last year. So that's what you need to see. That's what I need to see for me to get bullish on an asset. But this is a stock, and this is on a daily time frame, and this is just going to take some time to play out. So you got some time to accumulate if that's what you want to do with Lucid. But I guess in the meantime, you can start accumulating. But if this thing starts breaking the lows here, the higher lows that it's trying to form, you might still be in the downtrend, and this thing might still be going down. And then, of course, if you can't break the highs here in February, and this is just a lower high, then you're still in a downtrend, and that's no bueno. It means you could possibly buy it lower, and you really don't know where the bottom is at, to be honest, until you get that bullish divergence again on the RSI. All right, Pudgy Penguin, and then that's gonna be it. And then I think I'll take a look at Bitcoin one more time, and then that's gonna be it for me today. Kevin wants me to look at total market cap. Are we about to hit major resistance? So you're talking about total market cap for all of crypto? I could probably look at that. Pudgy Penguin. Pudgy Penguin's next though. I believe this is a meme coin. Hopefully TikTok doesn't ban me for talking about meme coins here. But we'll see. We're looking at Pudgy Penguin, currently trading at 0.0139 pennies, down 6% today. And what do we got here? What do we got? I don't have any previous chart work on Pudgy. Is this the first time someone requested Pudgy Penguin? That's interesting. So yeah, nice uptrend that Pudgy Penguin's in. If we lose that uptrend, then you need to start becoming bearish on this coin. Okay. If you actually break it down and get a close below this this trend line here, then maybe you can start loading up your shorts on Pudgy Penguin. All right. And if you're not able to short it, then maybe start selling some. But you want to maintain this trend line, obviously. It is making higher lows, so that's good. Hopefully this is just another higher low and it goes up to higher prices here. I don't really have that much data here on Coinbase. Let me see if I can find this thing on on another exchange that's been around for a while. Let's try it on Binance. Yeah, I got better data on Binance. Yeah, this is good. So now that I got this thing showing on Binance, let's go ahead and turn on the VRVP. And the VRVP is showing that you are above the point of control and the value area low. That's good to see, but you could end up coming back down to that. And if you do come back down to the POC, you have to break through this 1 cent level here. Has a high volume, and then even 0.09 pennies has some high volume before you come down to the POC at like 0.0066. So just like with any meme coin out there, you could lose half your money, because if you come down to that level, you're gonna lose half your money. Okay, but I know the reason why you guys get into meme coins is because you want to get like a 5x or a 10x or whatever. So let's see if that's possible here. If we go up and we become bullish on Pudgy Penguin, then you got a gap. Once you get past like a penny and a half, you got a gap, and then the value area high says that this thing could come up to 2 pennies. So not really a 5 or a 10x for those who are willing to risk half their money. Okay. But let's see. If we continue going past that, then I see some high volume here at 3 cents, and then also 3.5 cents on the VRVP. And let's see what it's done in the past. This thing has been as high as about 4.5 cents. So that's about roughly a 3x. So this thing isn't really a 10x, but it could be a 3x. And that's cool, right? But you're just keep in mind that you're risking coming down to the POC. You're risking losing half your money to try and make a 3x on Pudgy Penguin. And I'll go ahead and throw in the moving averages, see if you got some support. Looks like the 21 EMA could get respected for those who are sophisticated enough to use the 21 EMA. You might get some support at 0.012 pennies is your support area if you're using moving averages. All right. And then Kevin was asking about total market cap. And you're saying that we're hitting resistance, and you want me to look at the RSI. All right. Let's get rid of the VRVP here real quick, and we'll move on to total market cap for crypto. Crypto total market cap. Okay. So all of the money in cryptocurrency all throughout the world equates to about $3.24 trillion. We're down about $43 billion today in cryptocurrency world. But down about 1.3%. And Kevin brought up a good point, saying that the RSI might be a problem for us. Right now, the RSI is showing that we're at 66.9, so we're not completely overbought on the RSI, but we were overbought on Tuesday when the RSI was at 75, and then overbought here on Saturday at 79. So that could be a problem. I can understand why you're a little bit concerned there, Kevin. But let's see. I want to show you some history here on total market cap. We have been overbought before in the 70s and 80s. Back in November of 2024, okay? But was that the top of Bitcoin and crypto? Not necessarily. It was maybe the top for some altcoins here and there, but we didn't really see the top in Bitcoin until like January, actually, right? And we actually seen, you know, a lot of the altcoins topping out in like December, okay? So the point I'm trying to make here, Kevin, is that yeah, we did get overbought this weekend, but we can stay overbought. We can come down like we did just these past couple of days, and then we can go back up again and be overbought again, and then come back down and then be overbought again. So we might be in the beginning of a cryptocurrency rally and an altcoin season. Because this was just the beginning. Yeah, it's you should be ringing the alarm bells here on the daily time frame that the RSI is overbought right now. But we need to be overbought for an extended period of time. Like we need to be overbought for like a few weeks. And then that seems to be like how long these altcoin seasons end up being, is like a few weeks rather than like a few months or whatever. So maybe Bitcoin hits all-time highs tomorrow with Donald Trump and his trade deals. Donald Trump says that we might be getting a trade deal with India soon. Like he threw out the hint already. And that leads him to believe that we could see the stock market rally and cryptocurrencies rally. And you know, we could see Bitcoin at 109K all over again. And that would cause the RSI on total market cap to go back up and be overbought, right? But then what happens if we have a trade deal with Japan on Monday? And then like a trade deal with another country on Tuesday? And then this RSI is just going to be continually be overbought. And I mean, yeah, we'll be concerned, but that would also lead to altcoin season all over again. So it's tricky. It's tricky. It's tricky, you know, like, and we'll go back and look at Bitcoin again. Because if Bitcoin is going to be bearish, right? If this is the top, then we need to know how low we can go. And I've already said this early in the live stream, but for those who joined late, you know, right now, this 0.618 Fibonacci retracement level at $101,409 is an important level. It's already been defended today. That's how low Bitcoin got earlier today, 101,400. If we lose 101,400, there's a little bit of support at 100,800. But if we lose that, you're basically losing your golden pocket retracement. You're losing the 0.618 and you're losing the 0.5. And then you're most likely going to come down to the 0.382 or the 0.236, anywhere between 97 and 98K on Bitcoin is what I'm targeting if we don't get, you know, bullish momentum to the upside. But if we get bullish momentum to the upside, then we want to see Bitcoin get it past $105,700, or else it's just going to be another lower high on the daily time frame. But if we get past 105,700, then the Fibonacci analysis is saying that, you know, 1618 says Bitcoin could go to 112,000, almost $113,000, and that could happen later on this week or next week, especially if we get trade deals with India and Japan. Hell yeah. Let's go. So I'll leave it off on that bullish note there, guys. I appreciate you guys coming on to the live stream. That's going to be it for me today. Don't forget to hit the like button on the way out if you haven't already. And yeah, I don't know if I'm going to do a live stream tomorrow. I might. If I do, it's going to be early, like right early afternoon, like we did today. Maybe like around like 1 or 2 o'clock in the afternoon. All depends on what I need to do. I got my rental car business that's going to keep me busy and stuff like that. And I also want to hit the gym and stuff like that. So I'll try to do the live stream. If I do it tomorrow, I'll do it early in the afternoon. Be on the lookout for that. And yeah, I usually go live on Sundays, so you should see me on Sunday. But yeah, Saturday I'm taking a break from live streaming. And yeah, in the meantime, be on the lookout for videos and TikToks and YouTube shorts. I'll try to do some more if I can. And yeah, just check out some of my other videos and content on the Meet Damien channel. I'll do one more shameless plug. Come on, join me on the Meet Damien YouTube channel here if you're enjoying these videos and this content. And then, of course, you can find me on TikTok. As long as TikTok doesn't ban me, you can find me on TikTok and come join the 4,700 followers that I have who are following me. And then maybe when my appeal on my Ethereum video here, maybe TikTok will reinstate my Ethereum video that had like 4,000 views and 100 likes, you know. But you can watch the other TikTok videos that are still up. I'm just in disbelief that, you know, my Ethereum video got taken down, but I'm appealing it right now. But yeah, guys, that's it for the stream here. Take care and good luck in whatever investments you decide to get yourself into. Take care, guys. All right, let's see.